Hello, myself Sunil R. Here basically we are discussing about the topic that is this, that is 22 blood groups. In this basically we are discussing 20 percentage error basically. That is basically in the education sector basically. In this basically we are discussing 200 people's error basically. That is error is in this basically my story is also there basically. And what would be the my next generation basically, that is also basically taken. And in this basically 11 parts basically equal to incidents basically. In incidents basically detail will I have uploaded I have uploaded few videos also basically for that. In this basically it's telling that how basically earthquakes are equal to incidents, and incidents basically how basically the incidents are created actually. That is Chinese, Japanese, Canadian, USA, how they basically create the incidents, that basically is written. And this basically is one software also basically you can say, because nowadays everything is software. So these incidents basically have might be having one software, or basically it might be having multiple software. Reason, multiple countries are basically there. So multiple countries basically are there. That means multiple softwares are 100% there basically. So that topic basically we are in this basically we are discussing one topic, that is this topic, that is near coastal of the Tamil Nadu basically. In Chennai basically the tsunami is basically happening basically, right? And tsunami basically why is happening? Sorry, tsunami basically has happened basically, and that effect basically is what, 1,000 words basically are there basically, and the connection of the 1,000 words basically are connecting to the 85,000 cities basically. In this basically we are discussing about that this 215 country basically are 100% going to effect. And here the trigger are basically this all are basically the trigger on the basis of this is going to happen. And in this basically the impact going to happen basically. First is basically for example USA basically. So in USA basically currently basically what is the situation of USA? That means that tsunami energy, that is the 1 lakh words basically, and that data of the 85,000 cities basically has already entered into. That's why basically the tsunami basically lots of people says how basically the tsunami is so powerful here. The reason is this basically, this calculation basically, that is connected with the satellites basically. That is connected with the satellites basically. So one of the person told that basically tsunami equal to what actually? Then he told that tsunami equal to this equal to. Then he told that basically tsunami equal to what basically? That this basically. Satellites basically. So this calculation basically connects to the tsunamis. The most dangerous thing basically, that is tsunami. So on the basis of this only basically the calculation happens. So one of the person told that basically what are the impact basically, that basically also we have saw basically. This basically this negative positive impact. These all things basically are there basically. These all are the basically the impact basically. So then basically we are going to we were basically discussing this basically, this topic also. More than this girls rejected. So one of the person told that shadi.com basically can get the control of laptop. Then he told that yes basically. So where is the office of shadi.com basically? Then he told that basically it's in Mumbai na basically. So for example somebody is accessing the laptop and then basically is doing some activities. So is the Mumbai's entire city is going to affect? Then he told that basically that depends upon the power of that particular person basically. Up to what level the peoples basically are seeing. For example, one of the universe person that is assume that basically from I galaxy basically. For example, I galaxy contains around 1 lakh planet basically, 1 lakh crore planet basically. If from there basically somebody is seeing that Shadi.com group basically had taken the control, and the one software company assume that basically the laptop is basically using of the Dell or basically HP or the Compaq. So from there basically the body parts are getting damage of that particular person whenever he is basically sitting in the laptop basically. So is the Mumbai is going to affect? Then he told that Mumbai is going to affect, or that basically need to calculate. So we will discuss this later on basically, because this is a big calculation basically. From iGalaxy somebody is seeing, and if that person is seeing, then basically the somebody is attacking the body parts. What are the impact going to happen? That we will discuss basically later on basically. So another person told that basically this basically is, but thing is basically the Mumbai city basically might get impact, and the Vadodara city will 100% will get impact basically, because Vadodara city, as if that particular person basically is from Vadodara city, or basically that particular person is from Mumbai city. So Mumbai city has given the permission. So these both cities are going to get impact. That is 100% sure basically. That is 98%. If that particular person is basically very powerful basically, then only basically. Otherwise basically it's not going to impact. Otherwise it's not going to impact. Otherwise basically, but when the earthquakes come, just within few seconds basically everything gets finished. That is entire city basically. That time basically will not get any type of chance basically here. So within few people says that within 1 or 2 seconds basically the entire city will get damaged basically. And here basically even Mahal also basically will get destroyed basically, from where basically that particular person is doing the plan basically. That is possible basically, that's why basically. So one of the person told that basically. This story basically we have discussed, right, basically of the Sunil R Nair. But here basically I have taken the example of Sunil R Nair. But in real basically it can be of the any of the person. For example, there are lots of divorcee people. They are basically sending the request, and Shadi.com basically literally giving the girls the control basically. Do whatever thing basically you want to do. That means it's basically the boys basically who are basically fool basically. That basically Shadi.com has thought that basically. That all the boys basically are fool basically. Whatever girls basically are going to do, attack basically. The people basically who are the girls who are going to reject basically. That reject basically control that Shadi.com people gives to the girls basically. That means one of the person told that basically the girls, boys basically are fool basically who have registered in the Shadi.com. Then he told that might be fool also basically. Because girls are firing the boys basically, and boys basically bodies are getting damaged, and they are not able to track that basically. That means boys are fool basically, or who basically are registered in the Shadi.com basically. That was basically the statement. So in few video basically we will see basically how Shadi.com, Jeevansathi.com company basically are doing lots of things for girls basically. The girls who reject the boys basically, how basically they give the control to the girls basically, and how basically they are doing the task of governments. That we will see later on basically. They are actually doing the task of governments basically. Which government, that also we will discuss basically. So one of the person told that like this basically. So this example I have taken. This also example also basically staying. This owner basically staying in Mumbai. Here basically I have taken the example of Shadi.com, because my data basically is in Shadi.com and now divorce.com, divorcematrimonial.com also. So here basically I can take my example only basically. Office basically of Shadi.com is in where basically Mumbai city. And another example basically I had taken that is of resume basically. I have sent resume to more than 5,000 companies, and the recruitment people basically, they basically have not given the single response. Reason? There might be some reason basically. The reason are this group basically. Earthquakes, this 20% error, 200 people error. Here basically I have taken my example only basically, nothing else basically example. Then Sunil R Nair education, 1300 city basically. This has never happened basically, but in future basically